Welcome back. You're still watching the game. In the UAAP, the Warriors continue to display their passion for the game of volleyball despite being at the bottom of the rankings. What keeps these student athletes motivated to bring pride to the University of the East? Let's find out from UE correspondent Alison Go. Alison, welcome to the game and we look forward to all the stories you'll share with us. Of course, unahin na natin dyan, women's volleyball. It's resumed today. The games after the break. Let's talk about Ja Lana, the captain of your team. We all know how she can be passionate, diba, as a leader. Can you tell us more about how she is inside and off the court?
Yes, you may notice, Dip, in their FEU game, Ja Lana was really left in tears. And she told me this is really stemming from her passion to play for the team. And she's been the team captain for 2 seasons now. And you can see in games that she's really leading the team, not just in scoring, but also in huddles. She's always the first one and the loudest one inside the court to hype her teammates up and to motivate them.
All right, so far, Ja Lana, although they're the last ranking team in the women's division, siya yung number 8 and 9 in terms of spiking and scoring. So not so bad for the team captain. But I know you have an insider as to how she really is. And versus how she is as a team captain.
Yes, that's a funny thing actually, because she's the loudest one inside the court. So you'd think she's also like that outside the court, but in reality, you know, her teammates had told me that she was like really shy and soft-spoken. But when it's game time, she would shift completely and just be the loudest one, even the loudest one inside the court. So this really tells about how passionate she is, and we can definitely expect this passion to just keeps on growing every other game.
And it's not easy, you know, with how the team right now is performing, diba? As a leader, you want to be able to keep your teammates motivated. Ja Lana is doing exactly that for the women's team. Lipat naman tayo sa men's team of the UE Red Warriors. Kenneth Kulabat, or should we say Queen Kenneth? What's up with him?
This is actually a very fitting nickname for Kenneth. His teammates call him Queen Kenneth basically because he's taking the reins. Not just in scoring, but also in huddles. If you watch the games during huddles, aside from Coach Jerome, of course, Kenneth would also talk to his teammates, motivate them, cheer them up. So I guess if you really ask me, beyond the great player that he is now, first and foremost, he is a team player.
Kenneth Kulabat, so far number 1 in receiving, 7 in scoring, and 10 in spiking. I guess, what has been the most memorable Queen Kenneth moment in this season?
Well, I was asking him that question, you know, how are you able to play this well? But, you know, he always gives me the same answer every time, and he just owes it to his teammates, to his coaches. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's really more, it speaks a lot about his character as a team player, this Kenneth.
Right, let's talk about the coaches. Finally, Coach Jerome Guhit and Coach Jumbo Di Maculangan, as you mentioned, how UE is right now in the rankings. But how do they keep their teams motivated? Ano bang meron sa kanila as the leaders right now, helping their, of course, their ladies, their guys in the men's division? Paano nila minamotivate yung
team? Well, depends. They're actually the only 2 members of the coaching staff for UE on both teams. So they are quite understaffed compared to the other teams in the tournament. But as Coach Jumbo said, this is really just a motivation for them to do better at their jobs, to take the extra effort. And speaking of the extra effort, if you know, the mindset of the team now goes beyond the standings. It's really more about player development, how they can be better inside the court.
All right, bigger picture, they might not be able to get into the top 4 to the next round. But what do you think the duo coaches, J Squared, by official name nila, Coach Jerome and Coach Jumbo, ano sa tingin mo yung outlook nila for the rest of the season?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, they're really going beyond the standings. So in training, Coach Jerome shared to me that they're really focusing on internal development. Their training is no longer focused on the opponents, what their plays are, but really more about themselves, how they can improve inside the court. So in the upcoming games, this coming Saturday, we hope to see much more of that inside the court.
Right, and we look forward to watching the UE teams and the volleyball sport perform well, and of course to hear more stories from Alison. So thank you so much, Alison, for joining us.
Thank you, Alison.
Thank you so much.